The Gupta Empire has been expanding westward as it had recently subjugated Delhi, and also we have intervened in a Abbasid revolt which was started by the Yadava kingdom in the Punjab, which was a tyranny war. In fact, that it seems there was an attempt by the Caliph to possibly revoke the title of it. And with that, we intervened on their behalf because they're our fellow Hindus, they're our brothers, in which, when we defeated them in an awesome battle in Shortcut, in the capital of Bia. That's where it was fought here. Even though it has its fair share, but it's a peaceful area. But Shortcut has now become a scene of, quite possibly the biggest battle that we've ever fought against the Abbasid Empire, where we only lost just above 1,000, while the enemy lost 8,000, and only one of the allied commanders had fallen in battle. And we avenged the death of the said commander, which again, he was of a Punjabi origin. And we dealt with a commander who was a Kurdish origin, which are, again, all the details that you could see on the previous episode near the end of the video. But now we plan on fighting a holy war against the Abbasid Empire to take Lahore. But remember those conditions, most importantly. That it says vassalizes lords of her religion, it takes all the other titles in the Amir of Lahore. But that does not mean the Punjab kingdom after I did some further reading, so that could be problematic. But the better alternative is to, well, this one over here, who has these claims, but we don't have claims of the area themselves. In fact, does anyone else have a claimant to the Punjab title? Other than him, who has recently abdicated. That is landed and lives here? No. Not at all. And they may continue to do so. Well then, just get to the army in position, and then once that's done, and as soon as the opinion of vassal levies raised is lowered enough to where it's tolerable. Now, let us hold our Diwali feast. For my cousin husband. A magnificent horse would please him. I hope. So we're just going to be on a bit of a recovery period here. Even though we didn't take too much casualties in that last conflict. Intrigue of the spy master. Well, he's a drunk and all that, but let's rescue him. Sitting at the table during the feast, enjoying the food and drink, suddenly hear a wild chattering and screaming. A group of small monkeys advance through an open window, and they quickly spread all causey chaos. They pull people's hair and clothes, steal food, spill wine, drink wine, defecate on tables. The feast is in an uproar. That happens sometimes. But still, let us not interrupt the traditional ceremony of gifts. My brother-in-law. My cousin, brother-in-law, husband, whatever. See? Indra Narayan's the uncle. Chandra Narayan's grandfather. That's where the family lineage goes. He's grateful, but not in love with me. Maybe next time it'll be better. I could usurp that title from it, but wish it was in with us. Successful rescue. The rescue mission was an unmitigated success. My agents performed expertly, and the 4 individuals ready to join my court. And the sheriff is detailed, I should say, and valuable knowledge. Whether the opposing ruler knows about my involvement remains to be seen. I'll personally welcome this person of interest. Came out from the Million's host, so I'm a successful schemer. Gained all these good points. And the intriguer has come in. A Mongol Hindu. Master schemer. Are you better than? Nope. Just fell short. But nonetheless. He's smartest Hindu, to be exact. No claimants on him. Just a courtier. Now this I have time for, so maybe we'll get to know each other despite differences. I didn't like much of the old drunk, but since you've lost an eye and I just barely noticed. Hope you'll do. And sorry about your loss from many years ago. Gladly attend for once, now that I finally have time to. And also more barracks have been built, meaning more heavy infantry and pikemen is to serve in the Gupta Empire. Alright, long live Maharaja Sumadra Varman. Maharaj Sumatra Varman ki Jai. Which again, I'm using Hindi languages. And I wish I had more time for this. Try to learn a bit of Bengali language. That's the culture you are part of. Another claim. No. Leave him alone. He's a big priority. Because these 2 claimants is extremely important. Peace. Peace here. Long he may reign. How much? A favor. Whatever it is you need. And plus, you are going to be reported to prison anyhow because you revolted, so can't use that favor right now. I would not bother you with such petty assignments. Now I am a guru of this monastic society. A little more learning, and temples are to be built cheaper. Getting close to becoming Archer, which will definitely get the fertility up because I would like to have at least another child. Where is it? Ah, there it is. I am happy with my place in life. I can't think of anything I would rather do than just take care of myself and my friends. I am content. Another woman by the name of Rani loves my philosophy. I have feared for her sanity, but she's not been herself lately to help ease her problems. I made her join me in a garden to relax and talk about whatever she needed to talk about. Rani felt less stressed afterwards. One wants to conquer Basra. Revolt League Independence War. It's the Berbers that wants independence. Just the Berbers. And they got good forces with them too. I'm surprised Punjabi didn't join, otherwise I would have helped out, but contact's too far away from here. which will definitely weaken it further. We could take advantage of this right now, but no, I'm willing to play cautious here. Huh? A strange mercenary has come to my court from faraway lands. She is a woman, for one thing, though not too old. She bears a number of battle wounds, and her demeanor suggests that she is tough as nails. She tells me, if a bit ominously, "Death is my art, and like all artists, I seek a patron. For a mere handful of gold, I will follow you to any danger." Also, got a rat. Okay, so just a little bit of gold and a little bit of prestige, so. Alright, come on in. I have to examine you. She's a Marathi, Kshatriya, adventurer, master schemer, and brave. She's a mysterious woman warrior. This woman began her career as a mercenary, traveling across the world to fight for the right price. An anonymous, dangerous character, she is not to be trifled with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's got 5 traits. That's good. Another smartest Hindu, just like the Mongol. But the only difference is, she knows the art of intrigue about as much as she knows how to fight. Because she's an adventurer and brave. She's Kshatriya, even though despite the fact that the women's law says that you cannot be... Oh, actually you can. You are. So, despite the fact that we do not have full status of women, but since she's a Hindu and she's a Kshatriya, it's like, okay, you're allowed to be commander, but still no full status of women. But there is one trait that can bypass it. Adventurer. You will definitely be a commander. And in time, you will also pick up that other trait. What is that? Oh, and she just picked up attractive too. I didn't know she was easy to look at. If anybody wants to have her, so be it. Oh, and she's got an artifact too? What else do you have? A bow. That's her weapon of choice. How about that? Oh, and by the way, since, you know... I mean, at least it was a level 1 educator, so that didn't make a big difference. But still, it is what it is. Unlike myself, where I had my own control of this. Whereas the AI characters, or people who've already turned 16, well, then they could change it automatically for themselves. But if you were to become a ruler before you turned 16... then you were allowed to choose whether or not. Even though she replaced her level 1 martial education with a level 1 stewardship, which matters very little. She's got the combat skill for it. And she's got a bow too. It matters little. Is there room for a temple in these lands? There is one here. Yeah, definitely. We could build one right now if we want to, but I'll keep that well in mind. Oh yeah, I remember the other trait. Guess it's not available for women, but for male characters, yes. Imperial Guard, that's what I was thinking of. There goes that tannery. Really, you want to marry her? That attractive trait seems... No. I don't want anybody touching her. I would like to see her live an unmarried life, unless there's somebody in the court. I mean, it can't be a child too young. And by the time it gets married, too old. And don't even think about it. You stay over there in Nasarika, despite the fact I can't get you back here. Only 7 living members. I'm looking for any living male members of the dynasty. Gee, that's it. We done bottlenecked ourselves. But hey, at least we have an adventurer that will fight alongside with us, so I might make use of her since she's got a bow. Having a commander with a weapon of choice helps it. Taking a stroll and enjoying some small talk. Got it. Learned that the Maharaj spoke support for me at a faction meeting in Kamarupa Nagara. Slight improvement mood is faction. Good. Back to neutral. It's the prosperity faction needs to help out with. Okay. And please get rid of your drunken trait. It's not good for the mind, you know. Don't you know in Indian films today, this is for you Indian viewers out there, and I doubt for Americans or any other people that watch these videos for a living. You know those warnings they give you in most Indian films, contemporary ones, where they often says, smoking causes cancer, smoking kills. Alcohol is injurious to your health. That's what it warns you. Oh my goodness, I totally forgot about China. Yes, you could pay to visit for the domain. I have long forgotten about it, despite the fact that we're living in a golden age. And in no mood of going to kowtow before the Emperor. What? There's a few good ones, genuinely, out there. The man's lazy. You did pick up the intrigue skill a little bit than I remembered. I was thinking about giving it away, but I think he might be a suitor replacement when he passes. Or if I need a loyalist. Because that's the problem with you. Lack of loyalists. But I'm sure I'll need something for you in the future. Knowledge eludes me. Unfortunately, after spending my last year browsing old texts, I was not able to improve my knowledge. Pity. One of my courtiers accidentally took the wrong medicine. They appeared to confuse the two different concoctions they were supposed to take at different times with different doses. One can only hope that there was no negative side effects to this. Hope you feel better. I'm sure he'll change his culture from Kannada to Hindustani for continuity. Married a Rajput from Pratihara. Oh, that's a pretty good choice. But I tell you what, let me take a drink to that. Me right? Where's that at? Who dares to fight against? Oh. So they're responsible for this. But let me get closer to Punjab, then I will start improving relations with the Karani Shadam. And again, what is this holy war for? Kabulistan. Kabulistan, that small area? Oh, and by the way, Sogdian Nestorian. They didn't import Nestorianism here. That's still predominant in Sogdian territories, or territories that are traditionally Sogdian. That's for you Sogdian aficionados out there. And if you're wondering, why aren't there any more new episodes of Sogdia here on the Lord Master channel? I thought about coming back to it for a bit. I mean, I'm not abandoning that series. I haven't lost interest in it entirely. It's just I want to commit a little more to the Gupta series and the those ongoing EU4 series as well. Now, before we begin the war, let us go on a tiger hunt. And if anybody doesn't want to come, that's fine. Oh, these bastards are at it again. They want to enter into Rajputana. Yeah, I could see a continuous series of wars between us. You can hold the tiger hunt and declare a war at the same time. Cancer already. Well, looks like the old man's gonna get his throne back. Oh, very soon. Loans. Lacks of funds. They're screwed. Now let's move into Lahore. Let's not waste any more time. We'll have to ignore this as they will definitely get Rajputana. This place has been looted. Start with Lahore itself. Even though you're not as well skilled, but you may never know when we start losing some capable commanders. Just stick with us. You'll be fine. A lot more levies nowadays because the vassals are coming around now. Pushimitra's a trained fighter now. Hey, welcome back home, half-sister. I mean, he came here, so you had no reason to be over there, so now you've returned. Good to know. Well, I'll try to sway her just to have the factions to support me. Evening pastimes during the tiger hunt include playing at cards. A group has gathered to play, and I join them. Of course, the game is only interesting if I play for gold or silver, but how much will I bet? High stakes. I've had mixed fortunes at the card game. In the end, my wins and losses balanced out. I guess that's why they want his land back. House was enriched by your visit. After a tour of Maggad and a fortnight like the treasurer's visits reached its end. Thanks to the meticulous preparation made by my steward, everything went smoothly. The treasurer returned home with several new trade agreements for his master. Well done. Still no tigers. I've yet to catch one in my lifetime. But I got plenty of years left in me. Just take the main objective area of Lahore. I don't know if we'll be able to vassalize. Just pay up and won't be harmed. I know they're fellow Hindus, but still, you gotta let them go. Get a move on. Shark. Well, we'll make some work here. It's easier now because that place was recently raided. Gotta split them into army groups. Gotta pay up standard procedure of wartime. House of Wisdom joined, even though you ain't got no mercenaries you hired. Located in Baghdad. It's just a titular title, but he has no actual land, but he's hired himself some mercenaries. Sorry about this. We're just here to liberate the Hindu brethren there. What's the moral authority link? 34. Not enough to be, you know. Yeah, you better remain Hindu, so the children will be Hindu. It's gotta be the last holding. Yeah. 38% now. Leave them in peace. Nobody will be imprisoned. Just want to get some respect around here. Because, you know, he's the main overlord of the area. But for the vassals of a vassal, well, fair game. I know it's get away from there. It's a trade post. That should be left alone. Hey, you know what? I'll give you this one chance. Stick with me. Get your bow. New emperor likes spoon religion but frowns on concubines. Fair enough. Who's there? Oh, it's Kotal, sworn enemy. Take river across the penalty wall. Can we beat him to it? No, won't matter. Stand back. Move there. Whatever is the appropriate order of the day. And of course, you know, more will be coming. Nothing. Waste of gold. Probably for heading for Rennie. This area's fallen to the Abbasid by their vassals, anyhow. You know what? You two with me. I know where they're going. I don't like that. We'll continue with the siege. Well, it doesn't say to increase the opinion of Vasudev, so you're paying. Sorry. We're not here to take your artifacts, just you'll be briefly imprisoned and pay up the money, and then you'll get some in return. That's according to the laws of war, at least in the Gupta way. Alright, stick together. Hey, you're no longer of that. Samrat, my spouse, approached me claiming he nurtured a dream for a long time, and that dream was to start a great voyage to unknown lands, to discover new cultures, customs, and religions. To my surprise, he wants to travel to the faraway lands of Emira Nawala of Samara. That's in Iraq, Mesopotamia region. I would just say you're free to go, even though you are basically becoming more and more useless to me now. What good are you to me now if you can't come back home? Because you're going to be living in Navsarika for the rest of your life. So, the outcome depends on many factors, of course. But I could just simply tell him that, yeah, you can just go. He'll like me a little more, even though we had a bit of a falling out. Fired from council? I never fired you. You quit. You quit because you never wanted to be an empowered spouse because of the residence that you take a part of. You are good to go. If you die over there, I would not miss you, honestly. And you didn't appreciate my gift enough in that last Diwali. Get out of here. You are not touching the city of Krishna. I don't care how much penalty we're taking. We're going in after him. The tricks are just like me. We'll bring out nothing but the very best. Siege leader. Damn it. That's one of the good ones. Not risking the Marathi. She would be good for something else. We already have an organized, so bring this one. Damn it. Because, you know, we still need the siege for the other areas. Fine, give me her. Hopefully she'll know what the heck she's doing. One of these days, gotta kill that man. He's a scourge. I will remember this battle in the finest detail to the end of my days. The Supreme guided my sword into the hearts of a countless number of my foes, raising cheers and battle cries from my surrounding men as I cut through the path of the enemy. My mastery of personal combat has come a long way, apparently not the only one to think so. I am finally a warrior. Took you a while. All I need to do is fight some more. The hunter. Afghans. We're going to systematically eliminate their army. That's what we have to do. Together. Because most of it are advanced spawn troops, and we want to make them so weak that they'll be vulnerable to attack from the Zoroastrians or the Sogdian, Nestorians. And it seems they have successfully retaken a part of Kabulistan. As long as they're not in any form of danger, we could support them. Rulers throughout the Gupta Empire are slowly becoming more and more disaffected by what they deem to be Samrajni's lack of ability to rule. They call her judgments simplistic and poorly thought out throughout. Indeed, they've often seen the lead to poor ends. Many of them elect to pass by the Samrajni entirely and go to her counselors instead. little bit of Imperial decay increased. So now it's at a 6. Not enough to have a big effect. Will it? Click on it. Oh yeah, it had a bit of a small effect on it, but I have the option to increase it. But there is a way. Since we're in the middle of a holy war, winning holy wars will reduce the Imperial decay. So we need more victories to our name. Monk. That's a good one. On Aristotle. Diplomacy, learning. Hey, there's a bit of health. I kind of want these artifacts. And at the same time, I kind of want to have this for, you know, in case you're one of the vulnerable ones. So, you know what? I'll seize it from you. If I can't get money from you, then I'm going to take one of your artifacts. So now he's my rival now. And I'll duel you if you dare mess with me. Here we go again. So we gotta keep killing them off. The heir to the city. Oh, don't do that. Huh. Neutral, friendly, neutral. Start swinging you next. Here's an honorary title for you. In fact, designated regent, because I like your diplomacy skill. We got this war in the bag. Oh, he's got plenty of money. That's enough. Fall back. Eek. I'll keep this to myself. I have no earthly idea. How to start Rastakutas? You're intervening. Okay, that's your business. Once they're at the border, then that's when we will be there. Gotcha. Now, cessation of hostilities. So, who am I vassalizing exactly? And how much Imperial decay? Unfortunately, we did not get all of it because he's still around. But one can only hope that this boy dies, since he's got a little treatment of a cancer. Although he may or may not survive likely will not. And when that time comes, that, like, when he dies and the old man takes the throne, truce will expire, declare another holy war, to take Trigarda. So we can vassalize him and to implement all that. That's what we gotta do. Not giving up on the Punjab expedition thing. But it does demonstrate the fact. But if I want to, I could, no. There's these little small areas, but I need more land, so to speak. What's the line of succession like? Yeah, it's exactly. All I need to do is to, you know, get rid of this guy. Files more into intrigue. But these lands I do not need. You should govern this area. All of it. Plus your proper Punjabi. We shall build this temple right here, right now. One day, when I was almost giving up in despair, my cousin, brother-in-law, husband, he appeared before me. His expedition to faraway lands concluded. After a warm embrace, he told me a gift brought from afar. An artifact of considerable power that will be kept closely guarded in the family across many generations. I wonder what that would be. Okay. Go check it then. It says King David's harp. King David's harp? King David of Israel, before becoming a king, was an accomplished harpist at the court of King Saul. This is the harp he played. Even after all these centuries, it's still a remarkable instrument. That thing is useless to me because I am not of the Abrahamic faith. But if I was, well, that would be good diplomacy. And I am diligent. That's a good thing to have. I'll tell you who would have it. One of these Sogdian Christians. They follow the Abrahamic faith. The most powerful one is from Samarkand, which in fact, skilled diplomat, formidable fighter. And he really loves his liege. I think he would be of good help. Oh, and you're the one that started this. Maybe as a gift I would send that King David's harp to him. In fact, his nickname is the Christian. You know what? As I said, it's useless to me. And one would think, as a Hindu, it's like, we would just destroy the scene and think, no, no, no. I think there is someone who would cherish it. But if I were to send it to China, that would be huge grace gain. Let me see. How much? 10,000! But the problem with that is, you ask for once, and you'll be asking more effects. You'll be requesting all these things. Trade contracts, even. If you want to make it more rich. Whereas it's much easier to send a eunuch out. Cartographers don't count. You know what, do send a unit. Send out the cartographer. Oh, butter, what claims do you have? Nothing important. Get out of here. Do not forget about the absolute crown authority thing. You know vassals won't like that. You are 10 years old. What revolt? Oh, still with that war. Skeptical, shrewd investments. Young man, what have you been investing on? You haven't been pious lately. Inherited this book, and inherited a law code. Get one more learning, and then all this will be of good use to you. Belong to wisdom. How about that? So, now all we have to do now is wait for the cow to die and wait for the old man to come back. Who also has cancer. He's gone to Castile. Heck of a place to go into exile. But as for that, I'm gonna give it to the Christian. That's what he calls himself. And all I can tell him is, hey, look what we found. King David's harp. You know, my husband found it, and it's useless to us Hindus, but I think you'll cherish it as you are a very capable ruler yourself to be a satrap under a Persian rule. So here you go. It's my gift to you. We could fight for another brief holy war. That'll make us look good. Oh, that reminds me. Winning crusades and holy wars. Said it's supposed to be reduced, but clearly it didn't. Book's been finished on feudal warfare. Let's read that. Where is it? Here it is. This tome contains multiple chapters highlighting the many traits of feudal tactics of war. While educational, critics argue that it's a bit too much. Morale defensive, damn it, that's very good. I don't plan on murdering somebody, so switch that. If I was in a murderous mood and to be good at common skill, I'd be reading these books. Might as well drop that ambition of thinking about having a daughter. And I don't think it's possible to groom an heir if that character's landed. Yeah, why not? Build a war chest. Don't do anything right now. But be on standby in case that child dies. Oh, hear that first, like, want to subjugate Nepalese. They're Indo-Aryans, so you can make that happen. Current generation of the young men from Sasaram have won fame for their bravery and strength while fighting in my armies. Strong lads they are. There's a damn pirate raid. Organized fleet to attack the pirates. Now he's got a successful treatment. Damn it, that's going to prolong him. But assassinating him would be extremely easy, which... In fact, let's do that. So we can put that man in the throne, declare no to holy war, get Punjab. All that. Everybody knows that they don't want the child ruler. The naval action against the pirate was a resounding success. My ships were able to outfight the enemy. In the end, I could even sell a few captured vessels to make some gold out of this venture. The mood of the province improves and my prestige swells. And there's another thing fighting Abbasids. That means I'll get another crack at these guys. With continuous activity performed, the domain overseer was able to solve the volatility in the province of Muggad. Good. That's what I really want to hear. There's a noble warrior at the gate. Says he's a veteran of many battles and desires to become a champion of my house. Praises my wisdom and honor and pledges to always defend me and my household by accepting my retinue. Madan Paul. Madan Paul. He is Kshatriya, yes. Strong, quick, formidable fighter, brave. You got it. You're in the army now. Samrajni Rani the Fearless. That definitely fits. It definitely fits. Gerald Dunda. Do I really want to, cause theory? I'm not that extremely intriguing. But let us celebrate its glory. I'm paying because I got the money and I need a lot of karma in the life. Because I'm a very, very devoted person. She's a great warrior in addition to be a good patron of the faith. My offer of funding a celebration of the relic was well received and has heightened my standing in the eyes of my brothers and sisters. For many days we sang, prayed, and paraded the holy relic around nearby villages. Donations to the monastery have increased greatly. All in all, it was a tremendous success. Well worth the money. Society members are pleased. Oh, he's an objectively bad person. Exposed him immediately. A cadet branch of the old Pala dynasty. Could use a little more. I fear that they're starting to come around. I don't like that. Send the spy master out. Can't believe that this Brahmin turned out to be quite a very intriguing character, even though we know he's an objectively bad person, but no. He's a very useful servant to me in the realm of intrigue. Just kill him, truce ends, fight another war for Punjab, and we get it. But do not forget Maharashtra and Telangana. The Rajput is an insane man. You are not having her. Muggad prospers. The prosperity of Muggad has attracted a number of scholars who are looking for a patron. Organize them to a foundation for learning could result in useful new discoveries. A scholar's foundation. Knowledge is power. Yes. A scholar's foundation. More points for all these technologies, which definitely helps it. Because I'm more interested in getting majesty in order to have imperial administration. Spiritual retreat with the Rajput Company? That's a mercenary band. No thank you. No, friend, no. Embezzle. Wants to take revenge. Discredit. Actually, you better end that plot. Wants to kill somebody. Wants to discredit. No, that's my loyalist. Seems they're holding on their own, which is rather unfortunate. Militarily. You have taken Nepal. It's not what I had in mind, but hey, good job. That strengthens the Gupta realm. You were bounty hunting, were you? No, he's also a member of Wheel Life or Death. I think it might have been a rivalry issue. There was a disagreement between its members, so they fought. You killed my husband. I know it's not the crime, but I don't know who started it, but he was never here. Well, I'm unmarried now. Still got plenty of years. Hey, those Paulas, are there any unlanded characters whom I could potentially, marry to inherit some of that bloodline? Yeah, because Indo-Aryan opinion, month prestige increase, it helps a little bit. Anyone who's not landed and not married can have me. And it looks like it's you, even though you got a lisp. Which is alright. But there are many alternatives, hopefully. Married, 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 betrothed. Well, what's taking them so long? I mean, here's a good-looking guy who is nice, but keep looking. Past it. Not married. Oh, definitely not him. Not married. A lot of Paulas lately. Well, it's the most likely candidate is you. Would you like to marry me? I fear that they're gonna have this settled. And why is it betrothed and not, Okay, fine. The lisp guy gets the win. Even though I'm usually hesitant about such things. And I even forgot the man's name. Kamal Narayan. He's a lisp, but he's a poet. Not a member of any society. He says no because is your marshal. Oh, I could bypass this. Prestige always works. And I'm gonna bribe you. What happened to your wife? Murdered. 19 years ago, and you haven't been married and you haven't had children since then? Boy, I feel sad for you. Subjugation. Alright, good. Now that you're here, you must marry me right now. That's under the Samrajni's order. I need your bloodline. So that way the children, you know, can have that. And then somewhere down the line in the Gupta, then it'll be united as one. Got to be smart with such things. And I guess my mother she's no longer the trade master, but now she's a spy master in Tirunelveli, down in the very southern tip of India, in Tamil Nadu. So it's official then. Now finally we can empower that spouse. A realm can hardly function at its optimum without strong contribution from the ruler's spouse. I could delegate some of the tasks of rulership to my husband, thereby allowing me more time to focus on other tasks. However, he will do best to focus on. I'm not exactly lacking, but there's been an increase a little bit and all that. But you're very well skilled, ain't you? In stewardship, of course. In fact, you're the right man that I'm married. The management of land and coffers. Thanks to you. That solves all of our problems. And a real test is you a loyalist? Good. A month ago I bought some baklava from a traveling baklava merchant. Today I wish to share some with a visiting dignitary, but to my horror I realized the baklava is spoiled. Unfortunately, it's too late. The dignitary eats a few of these delicacies and begins puking for a while afterwards. I'm so sorry, I'll buy fresher baklava next time. I'm looking at you because it's the Greeks that came up with the baklava. Or was it somebody else? I can't remember. They're the ones that imported it here. Can you imagine the mixture of Greek and Indian cuisines? Bengali cuisine in particular. Yeah, I'll be there in invitation. But let me ask you I'm telling you, Indian viewers, I should say. As much as I know a lot about Indian history in certain regions, my knowledge in cuisine is very little. Because I've not really paid attention to it. Not that I'm against it, it's just haven't found time on it. So I'll be sure to look up Bengali, or in this case of where we are in Pataliputra, Bihari cuisine, of what that's like. Feudal vassal opinion up. Thus, everybody's looking at me more highly. Now I finally get the respect that I deserve. No, not him. I don't care if he's a known demon. He's an excellent spy master. It's not like he's going to be of a very bad influence to me. Karnat. It's down there. Long he may reign. Now, I could lower that Imperial Decay a little bit, because I know it has a... It's not a drastic effect, but just don't want to have it in my conscience. Now it's 3. Yeah, that lessens it for the man. Oh no. Oh no. Pushmitra died from the mouth. He had rabies. He was going to be that strong little warrior, but rabies. He's already pregnant with child, despite being chased. That's for the future of the Southern Kingdoms. You know, since you, I don't know why you ended up in prison right now, but matter is settled. And also, I've inherited a couple of our artifacts, in fact. Book, book, book. Oh, especially the Mahabharata. Consolidation of philosophy, pewter spoon, and a law code. Oh yeah, the law code. That's very important. I say very important because when you have a knowledge of 5, that means... Where the heck is it? There it is. That's learning +1. Combine the learning and the diplomacy means more of this. Crud. My son died. Now I really want to have a son. And you truly love me. And I highly appreciate that. So your fertility is up. And if my future child gets a lisp, so be it. But I'm finally glad that our future child will have this bloodline combined with my bloodline. So with all this, and that's more of it. But now you have, let me break this up. Now you inherit all these lands that is unnecessary to hold now. I was about to say who's gonna have it, but I was thinking you. Even though you're a dwarf, doctor of law. Yeah, you should be the one to hold Kosala. Didn't the dynasty of your great past ever hold Kosala? No, you live there. You've been a long-lived dynasty. Well, you got the Chetty Kingdom down there, well then... Kosala's all yours. Never really wanted to held that land by our dynasty. But glad to have Bengal back. But don't you worry. Once we become an art child, fertility will be up and then we'll be having as many children as I would like for the next few years. Or just, if you get desperate, I'll be sure to switch to family. I know he'll like it. Oh, and good timing, too. What do you mean, good timing? Your son just died. Rabies. It's not Diwali time. What am I doing? It's not Commander. Busy feasting, hunting, traveling. Coronation ceremony. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just came back from there. Okay, good. See if I can make her my lover. If not, then it's not. Don't worry about that one. It's a different dynasty. One day during the leisurely afternoon, one of my courtiers offers to spend a time to teach me a particular subject. I got the management settled. Now, try it again with the intrigue, even though I'm a bit dull-minded. But I'm patient. And I used to be cynical. Yeah. Oh. Good to know. How do you like me now? Not a lover, but he likes me well enough anyhow. hurry up and get assassinated. Anything to get rid of him. But anyways, a small spirit throwing competition could be entertaining, and it's also a great way to enliven my battle technique. Maybe I should arrange a contest in my court. My throwing arm will amaze everyone. Everyone attending the spirit throwing competition seems to be having a great time. They are partaking in a contest, conversing and laughing together. Perhaps the merriment is a bit too much, as the spirit carelessly hurled into the field as someone is still out there, measuring the distance of previous throw. Oh yeah, that guy who was here for a good time. Now he's mangled, severely injured, and soon to be dead. Samrat, well, congratulations. And the temple's finally finished. The temple in Ramagrama. That's the name. All in the name of Rama. The strict exercise regime I committed after my decision to become a legendary warrior has made me one of the toughest persons around. I feel like I could lift a small house. Brawny now. Just like my half-sister. And of course I'll be there. I'm the one that gave you that title. My wish to become a better Hindu has led me to the four part of the Sattva's. As I follow this holy path, I've noticed that my sense of ego and need for recognition has all but vanished. That this all change has helped me to focus on things which really matter. Praised be Vishnu. What trait am I losing? Hopefully content. Maharaj ki jai ho. Oh yeah, now he's going to start revoking the Jains out of the Kosala region. Can't say I blame him. That's my niece. I'll try to make the attempt to please the faction, so that way things will get easier from there. I have a tutor. Bring family home. What family? You're in Patliputra, right? Yes. Then what the hell is my husband doing? Much stronger militarily than it was in the past. Oh, let me release you, or ransom you, in fact. I didn't know you are here. I taught him to be kind. Huh. See, I even teach prisoners the nicest things in life. Why isn't he not assassinated yet? Scared? I mean, look at Imperial Decay. Look how vulnerable he is of the plot power defense. He is ripe for assassination. When does our truce expire with the Abbasid? You can't wait that long. Now the Wally here. Just to get more money out of you. And how they ever want to deal with them is their problem now. My co-conspirator Sultan Mukhtar II has bribed the hunter taking the caliph on a trip into the wilds to quietly dispatch the child to make it look like an accident. They call it the wilds for a reason. You better get him, because he's extremely vulnerable. If you screw up, I am going to. Oh, I think I must have inherited prisoners ever since my son died. They all transferred to Patliputra. Get him out of here. Failure. That fool had lost his nerve and refused to kill him. At least decided to keep quiet about the conspiracy to hide the shame of his own involvement. What else? What else? Mook. I really need to take it out on somebody, and I'm looking at you over there. Every little bit helps. Must have been something unrelated. They're still holding on. No doubt when we get to Kosbanu we will finally have contact with the Karenni shuttle. Although we should, since we're at Empire size now. But now I just want to get borders so close to them that we'd be willing to, I don't know, not saying surrender to them. Oh gee, that's a heck of an idea. Yeah, that's an idea for the future, but that's for anything that is non-Indian territory. So they can have a, like if we help them out and continue to try to expand upon the borders throughout areas out of Persian Empire, then maybe Persian Empire can come back, ruled by the Karenni. You could say you can have Persia, we will remain in India. And have a continued alliance between the two unless circumstances mandated. That's how I view it from a political standpoint. Move to Nandana. And then we'll be going in to take them out. So we're only sending a limited force. Because I don't think their garrisons will hold greatly. Khanate of Uyghur. Oh no, don't do that. So you can just recruit. I was thinking about going up there, but you know that's far away from here. Khanate of Uyghur. They're Jains, really. It's full of mixed face up there. Even Jainism was introduced here, but it's not yet of the majority population. They could change. Nope. They were Buddhist. Ah, a Jain ascetic visited the area and made him convert to Jainism. A Dingambara Jain, to be more specific. Okay, we'll fight this one war, because we're that bored, and we want some results. Can't wait any longer. Where's the siege master? There you are. You got this handled. You don't need me. But soon I'll be at a point where I need children, and soon. But do not worry. Once you become our child, your fertility will be so high. No, it's nonsense. Nobody try to criminate anybody. Nobody should play spoil sport. And I will build another temple. In fact, when this is over, I'm going to build a temple right here. Even though this area is populated with Manichaeans, they imported that here. Don't you worry, there will be a temple. It'll be built over there. Arrogance conquered. After spending my last year browsing old texts, I'm able to improve my knowledge. Guess it's time to congratulate myself. Killed by rabble. It was a time well spent. That's +1 inch. Get it over with. Now, your retinue. I will hold this territory for a while, even though it's a bit rebellious. But it will be built here. Hey! What do you think you're doing? Get back to what you were doing. What's the matter with you? And in the meantime, I'll put the crown focus here so I can increase the stability here so it won't be rebellious. Otherwise there will be problems here. Hold another door. I am giving him one more chance to be my lover. And send my steward over. I want that temple built now. So, originally it's supposed to be October 25th. Now it's going to be in 2 years. Despite the fact that the restless province is causing so trouble. It has the Elder's Blessing here, that's good to know. Ancient stone monument. And recently acquired. So I see. At least I get to hold 10 of them. What's the moral authority of Manichaeism? Higher than Hinduism, so it's going to be hard to convert if we even tried. Now Bengali's in charge. And then soon it'll be back to the Greek. Because that tradition of the Indo-Greek Jains that live there, that tradition still continues. Sure. There goes my chaplain. Here's a loyalist. One more loyalist will do. Actually, you should look for an advisor. I mean, one is my friend, but that man's a glory hound. And, he's not a powerful vassal. In fact, none of you are. I thought you were going to get these yourself eventually. But I haven't forgot about Maharashtra. No more volatility. What else? What else? No, we are not enraged to declare war against them. And the reason men like me is because they're highly attracted to me. And I would love to get Punjab, but I guess we'll have to expand more until we usurp it. Also, he's no longer a Hindu, he's become a Jain. What caused him his conversion? It doesn't say anything about a visiting ascetic. In fact, it doesn't even say of what branch he belongs to. Maybe Jainism is a much stronger faith in India than is with Hinduism. Let me see. 30? No, it's not. Or it could be the fact that there's some people just have a general preference towards Jainism than with Hinduism. Despite the fact that Hinduism is making a comeback. Making a comeback much more widespread. I can usurp both of these titles, making them irrelevant. You can have Kuru. And Mathura. Do what you will with them. Yeah, 3 Rajas. That's how much you hold. But since we are strong enough to take on the enemy, so I will switch to family then. It helps with the diplomacy. But if nothing changes, I'm gonna get desperate and seduce somebody. So now my fertility is extremely high. This means strong basilisk for once, despite the imperial decay is 73%. Massacred Latins, known murderer, overshadowed by spouse. What is even going on over there? But iconoclasm is still strong in that part of the world. That's much more income than we had since the beginning of the rule. This should increase the retinue size. And due to the lack of action, might as well. So it'll be 2,000 strong. Make your way over there. But if I want for this, the steel bow infantry, that makes archers much more effective, as well as the few war elephants. But the upkeep is expensive. No more restlessness here, so that means the temple will be built much faster. It's your business. Oh yeah, the mysterious Marathi woman. I know there was a huge bear somewhere near the caves in Magad, and a courtier of mine insisted to come along when my men went hunting for the bear. Could come along now. I managed to save him, yeah. It's my chancer. Make him like him more, maybe he'll change to be another loyalist. Because I need more support. Or just get a new advisor, which is the easiest option. I'm strolling by one day when I stumble 2 young servants in the middle of something, so I keep my distance and hide. Observing them, the youth gives a maid a rose, telling her that they shall be able to marry one day. How silly. That peasant's woman must have wasted an inordinate amount of money on that one rose. But everyone knows that their affection for each other is genuine. Ah, young love. Now where's our love between us? You want the sun as much as I do. Basically, a 2,000 strong defense retinue is going to be our, defensive security, and joining necessary campaigns to help them out on defense, knowing that there are cavalry-oriented armies out there. And also could use them to fight against smaller wars for the dual claimants, just to make things easy without having the use of levy vassals. Vassal levies, excuse me. But we'll end the episode soon, as the temple construction will be finished. And something's gotta give. Oh, he's in seclusion. She's an excellent student. If I had children of my own, I'd be very happy for that. Plus, another thing about me, I don't have a vow of celibacy. I'm capable of having children, but what makes me able not to? My half-sister's got children of her own. But I'm married to a man who comes from a rather important heritage. There you go. There's your temple. Donate to charity. Just to have a little more devotion. And I was becoming charitable anyhow. I think I lost another one of them. Oh, I lost content. Good. That's what I wanted. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that is enough for now. We'll cut this episode a little short. So one thing's for certain. We got to strike back against more of the Abbasids, but do not forget your original goal to increase the crown authority. Everybody likes you now, but many of them are undecided. But by Vishnu, we'll make them decide. And we know that Yogama is still around, even though he just lost his hand recently, but hope you live, because I will push your claims into either Telangana or Maharashtra. Likely Maharashtra, because the bigger the land, the better, and the more levies it'll provide. Well, we will continue to fight against bits of holy wars and smaller wars in order to continue our western events, until eventually we will, secure the West. We got to secure the West to make sure that they never return or import their foreign faiths over here, whether if it be Zoroastrianism, Sunni, Manichaeism, any kind that is non-Indian. And also we'll see too if we can form an alliance between the Karenni and us. So that way we can, fight against the Abbasids a little more. Just to make it feel like the wars between us will continue. So, but still, Rani the Fearless, she's still young. Still at a childbearing age, but we'll try to, hopefully, I mean, you're not celibate, are you? No. That's what I originally feared. But since I noticed that you had a tutor, and I have not been tutored myself, then we'll think of something, and many, many more things to come for the Gupta series, as this is now becoming a legitimate, strong empire, even though it's slightly decayed. But there are ways to reduce it, but it's not happening anytime soon, so the road towards absolutism will continue. And plus, if I don't have a son, then Gaul will slip out of my hands. It'll go to a different dynasty, but the empire will remain under our dynasty. I was married to one day, be ruling Maharashtra and all that down the line. But I would like to have children of my own, just to have the bloodline of the Pala with us. So we hope many more good things to come in the Gupta series, but until then, so long for now.